well, I think that our caller is definitely right that this is a huge problem, and no country really has any solution what to do with this. I mean, this it's too long time frame, and how to make sure that that the society still exists in hundreds and thousands of years. How to make sure that this doesn't come in contact with nature and people. It is not possible, but we need. Although I mean, a good solution is really not possible. We have to find a solution that is not really bad. And I think Oleg can tell us how it is done in Russia, which is basically very far from a good solution.
What do you do with the spent fuel rods?
Just now we haven't any solutions in Russia. Only very close with the nuclear power plants. We have special sites where the nuclear industry collect all spent fuel rods. For example, in my city, very close with St. Petersburg, we have about 35,000 spent fuel rods. It is temporary waste storage. And the main idea of the Rosatom, Russian authorities, to move these spent fuel rods from St. Petersburg region to Siberia. But it is not solution of the problem, it is transportation of the problem. Another idea, we have reprocessing plant in Ural region. Some kind of the spent fuel rods transported from northwest part of the Russia to Ural region. And after the extraction of the uranium, they use small piece of this uranium for the fresh fuel production. But in the same time, reprocessing generate so many radioactive waste, and the people who live around these facilities have huge problem. For example, just now already 22,000 square kilometers contaminated by radioactivity around the Mayak facility. It is a huge problem. It is we have only idea to transport spent fuel roads from one region to another one. I think the main solution just now, we haven't final solution yet. It's reasonable to organize spent fuel road storage very close with the nuclear power plant. So in this case, all electricity consumers will be responsible for the waste. It's not ethic solution. It is not ethical if we will move our problem to the region without a nuclear industry. I think it is not the best solution, but it is reasonable to do just now.
What do you really hope to learn from the United States, since most of our nuclear power plants, in fact all of our nuclear power plants, are privately owned by companies, and I'm guessing in your country that they're all run and operated by the government. So aren't we talking, as we say here in America, apples to oranges?
Thank you. It's a good question. We have in Russia a situation when we haven't any democratical procedure when public or regional authorities can participate in decision-making process. And for our delegation, very important to learn American experience, how to provide contact between different stakeholders on the regional and municipal level, because we haven't such experience in Russia. We haven't deep democratical history, and it's most important because we think that the decommission process, it is not only technological process, it is problem of process of the social, ecological, economical, and political and ethical process, and we need to find the best solution on the basis of this different direction. It is complex of the problem.
Okay, but are you here in this country to try to learn how to stop nuclear power plants that your government wants to continue?
I think it's reasonable to learn how to provide the debate between different stakeholders, and this is the key idea, what is it is our mission to come. It was not our mission to come here to learn this debate, and of course we have different we have decision makers, and they will make decision, but we need to provide democratical mechanism which provided the safety decommission process or lifetime extension. Of course, I have opinion that it's reasonable to shut down nuclear reactors, because 17 years I was employees in Russian nuclear industry. In the beginning of my career, like a physicist, I tested the nuclear reactors for Russian submarines in the research institute. Later, I investigated the environmental impact assessment in the regional laboratory. We investigated the impact of the 8 nuclear reactors, civil and military, to the environment, very close with St. Petersburg. So I know the problem inside of the nuclear industry. I know technological and environmental problem, but now I think it's very important to stimulate the democratical mechanism in Russia for the more understanding what does it mean nuclear industry, and to motivate the people from the region and regional authorities to participate in decision-making process, because just now we have only one decision makers who sit in Moscow. I think it's bad situation.
But I guess I'm still not understanding what you hope to learn here, because you could come here to this country and we have a completely different political process that when you go home you can't use that information.
Yes.
How would you use that information?
We will write the articles, it will be meeting with the politicians, and in the same time my colleague Gennady Shabarin, he is with our group, we will produce the documentary about the process here in the United States. We already visited Germany, north of Greifswald nuclear power plant, Lithuania, Ignalina nuclear power plant, and we produced the documentary about his experience, and we will make the many copies of this documentary, and we will present these documentaries for the all stakeholders, and it will be real. They will get very useful information, I hope. And in the same time we published the report, the conception of the decommission process for the old Russian nuclear reactors, NGO vision, and it is a result of the cooperation between the experts from the different countries, and we present this report to the Rosatom, and in last year I received invitation, and it was special presentation on International Atomic Energy Agency, and it was very interesting because it was initiative from the, not from the governmental organization, but from non-governmental organization, and we accumulate all experience from the different countries, and it was surprise for the nuclear experts, because in our report we said that it's not only, we need to find solution not only for the technological or safety problem, but social problem for the people who is a part of the nuclear industry. When we'll close the nuclear reactors, it will be thousands unemployees, and we need to find the solution. We need special legislation about the protection of these people, and it's very important too. So it is a real complex of the problem.
I would just like to add that although things are, several things are quite different in the United States and in Russia, we could still see some of the same kind of issues, like who should decide whether these aging nuclear power reactors should continue operation. There is also here the question, should like Nuclear Regulatory Commission decide this? What should the state senate have to say? How much should the people of Vermont influence? How much should NGOs be involved? So although things from my perspective seem more democratic here in the United States than in Russia, there is still not clear how these very important questions for our future generations, how they will be decided? Who will make these decisions?